I like the way Billy presents himself. He's always clean cut. His little mustache is always nicely manicured or coiffured. His hair is always nice. His clothing is always right for whatever situation we're going to be in. And he, most importantly, has manners. Your mother taught you well. Is your mother still living?
Yes.
You please pass that on. I think she has been a good mentor to you.
Thank you.
These are the things that I notice right away. Cleanliness, the smile on the face, how the attention to grooming. That tells me that Billy probably is very meticulous in everything that he does. And I think you can all agree with that in watching him in this meeting and all the other meetings. He's a stickler for the rules. I think you portray what you are very well. No questions here, nothing hidden. And I think he's a great guy, and I'm happy to call him a fellow Toastmaster and a friend. Mr. Table Topics.
I want to say thanks to everyone that participated. I will return control of the meeting to our Toastmaster, Mr. Edgar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Table Topics Master. As Toastmasters, memorization, it's a must. It is a must, as you at times will have the opportunity to perform a speech with no notes. So definitely memorization is a must. Now to memorize something, it takes two things. Putting it into your brain and getting it out of your brain. Surprisingly, the first one is easier, right? To put it in your brain. But as some of us have experience, being up here in front of an audience, and all of a sudden, boom, you go blank. Unfortunately, retrieving it is a little bit harder. So memorization, it's a must. But there are ways that you could memorize a speech, a poem, a lecture, and so on. And I will give you those tips, but not now. Let me go first. Allow me to introduce you again our general evaluator, Norma Estrada.
I'll present to you our evaluator, and our first evaluator goes to Victor. He'll be evaluating Ivan's speech.
Ivan Conway. Project 10, inspire your audience. Psychologist Abraham Maslow stated when he identified 5 human needs. His first one was psychological needs. We need air. We need food. We need drink. We need sleep. We need shelter. And we need warmth. Ivan's speech, I have to truly say, he met the objective because he said, inspire the audience. As I looked around the room as he was giving his speech, I felt that everyone was hanging on every word. Because the title of the speech says, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And the words that he used, the story that he used, really painted a picture of inspiring someone. Because words are very important. The things that we say to each other, the things that we say to our family, the things that we say to coworkers, that's very important. And he did an eloquent job of painting that picture as he was inspiring us, the audience. He was very confident. He walked out into the audience. He stood out front. He left his podium. Because a lot of times this podium is used as a crutch, but he stood here and he spoke eloquently as he inspired us, the audience. He used positive words. His words were concise. He used voice inflection. He used hand gestures. And if I had to say one thing, that he's a great storyteller. He used proper hand gestures, he used concise words, he used voice inflection. His tone, his clarity, his enunciation was all good. One thing, if I had to make one suggestion to Adi that he could improve, when he first initially started, his hand gesture was down here. Because your hand gestures are very powerful as your words are. So when you use hand gestures, they should be above our waist. So the only thing I could say that when he began, his hand gesture was down here, but as he went throughout his speech, his hand gestures came up to the proper space and place where they should be, where we could visualize them as he drove a point home or expressed something. So that's one thing that I would say that he could improve. Everything else, that's nothing else to say because his speech was good. He inspired us. And at the end, he challenged us at the end because he said, 2 examples, how can I become successful? When you think about those words, you ask yourself the question, how can I become successful? Can I say, I am successful, I will be successful? So he challenged us to make sure we use the correct words when we are thinking about something or expressing ourselves, because they do have power. They can be a positive influence on us or a negative influence on us. But I truly enjoyed the opportunity. Ivan, you did an excellent job with your speech. I look forward to the next opportunity. And the last thing I want to say, I want to congratulate you for completing the 10 projects in this. Congratulations, sir. Ms. Norman.
Now for our second evaluator, that would be evaluating Billy's speech, is Ms. Diane.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and you, Billy McDaniel. What a great situation you set us up in today. I want to talk about 2 things that I thought Billy did exceptionally well today, and a couple of things that maybe he could have done a little bit better. The effective salesperson. I like the way you opened everything. So many of us are leery of salespeople because my money and me are not soon parted anymore. I have to have a good salesperson. Billy told us what that was, and he performed it today. The next time you go to the store, you look for somebody like Billy, because when you're done, you know that you are getting exactly what you needed, and you'll never have to return it to the store. And what a wonderful employee of that store you will be. Let's talk about the things I thought you did well. Your opening was very strong. You introduced us to what it takes to be a good salesperson. You captured our attention, and you gave us what we could relate to. These are the skills. You have to be a good listener, you have to have patience, credibility, real concern. How many of you ever been to Neiman Marcus and you weren't quite dressed properly and nobody would wait on you? Me too. I mean, this is ridiculous. He stepped up to the plate. She was a drowned rat walking into the store, and yet he went up to her because she was ready to purchase. Other skills, credibility, real concern for the buyer. That's the thing I don't see today, real concern. And it is all about the buyer, because if they don't come in, you don't make a sale, the store goes out of business, it's a whole domino effect. I liked your props. Perhaps this on a handout would have been a little bit better. We got a little bit of whiplash going here with you looking back. I think maybe if you had put it at more of an angle, it wouldn't have been so obvious with you turning. I liked your open-ended questions. Many of us get caught up in asking close-end questions, and then when we're done, we have no information, we have nowhere to go. You asked open-ended questions. And you asked Hannah a lot of questions, so you could make her feel so confident at the end that she was ready to part with her money. You kept eye contact. You were not distracted from her, and you created a safe and friendly environment. The two things that I'd like to see you do a little bit better next time is keep your hands at the side. You were up here giving her itsy bitsy spider like crazy. This is to me tantamount to this. I'm gonna take your money and that's that. Also, I felt you were a little bit stiff. You told us what you were supposed to do, and you said things like, I can see by your response, instead of, oh, I see, or, okay, that sounds great. That's the only thing those two things that I could find. The best thing that you did, last minute change. He rolled with the punches. And congratulations to you, Hannah. You have a great future as a Toastmaster because she came up, she gave the performance of a lifetime, great speech, and I'm looking forward to your next project. Madam President.
Thank you, Diane. And this concludes our meeting, and I'll go forward with our reports for our meeting. And I would like to call upon our all counter, Debbie. And first of all, do Ms. Timer, Debbie, as the timer, did everybody qualify? Did they pass on the vote?
Well, I don't know if our guests know, but you have to speak at least for 45 seconds to qualify, so you did an excellent job, but you didn't qualify. Shh, you're not
We'll
time.
On both
And the
of
other
them?
ones did. I'm
Yes.
talking. Let's see. And Billy, he did 9 minutes and 55 seconds. He qualified. Ivan, 6:04. You qualified. Diane went over. She disqualified. Victor, I went 2 minutes and 33 seconds. He qualified. As far as the odds, I got Hannah, Solon. That was before she did that. I didn't count her on the speech. And Ivan, he goes, and that's all I got. Thank you very much.
Our grammarian, Victor?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Our archivist has done a great job. You know, overall, everyone did a great job of using the English language. There were a few pause fillers using and, or a couple so's, but overall, I have to say today, everyone did a great job of using the English language. Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator.
Okay, that's for our team, and now for my report. I liked that the banner was outside. I was rushing in, and as soon as I saw the banner, I went in, I wasn't lost. And one thing I've noticed in the past was the trophies. I've noticed that whoever wins, they're not credited to the person whoever won on the previous meeting. I think I would suggest to put the trophy to whoever won the last meeting. And I thank the Toastmasters members that came up to fill in the duties for the people that didn't come to our meeting today. And Ivan, on his speech, I would say gave me a big impression on the way you were dressed, as the same way as you presented your speech. And for Billy, I really liked how you were very well prepared with your board. Every time I look into what you were talking and saying what you had written in your board. And thank you to Veronica and for Michael for participating in our meeting today. Our Toastmaster for today, I enjoyed your feedback on helping us improve as Toastmasters members to become better. And thank you to our evaluators for giving a positive experience to our speakers. And that's my report. I return control to
Thank you, Norma. And thank you all. Thank you all. I think it was great. We went through the whole process. Veronica, this is your first time, so you actually witnessed a complete meeting where we had speakers, not just one, we had 2 speakers, and then we had table topics. So great, thank you. With that, I would like to introduce to you again our president, Mr. Victor James. Closing remarks.
Great job, everyone. Excellent job. And again, I know Michael had to leave, but Veronica, I hope you had a great time.
I really enjoyed it, thank you.
Ivan and Billy both did an excellent job. Let's give them a hand again, please. Miss Diane, I always aspire to be an evaluator like you because you do an excellent job when you evaluate speech. So excellent job, man. Excellent job. Our vote count of all the votes been counted.
yes.
Drum roll, please. And the best speaker.
The best speaker is Ivan.
Woo-hoo! Congratulations, sir. And the best table topics?
Best table topics is Diane.
And the
Well,
best,
no, she did it.
no, she did both. She did both. And the
Yeah,
best,
no, she was asking if she went over.
No,
Yes,
if she went over
No,
her
I went
time.
over an evaluation,
Oh,
not
okay.
and the
tabletop.
best evaluator?
I think.
Well, there's a timer right there. Yeah, I think he was fine. She was fine on the table topics, right?
Yes,
She's
okay.
fine on table topics.
That's right.
But went over on the evaluation.
Yes, ma'am, you were very right, Hannah.
Okay.
I
So
won
don't
by
talk
default.
back.
And also, congratulations again, Ivan, completing 10 speeches. Also want to congratulate
And then which one, which book, the CC?
You saw the paper that was over that one? See how I taped over everything? That was really I really did that speech again because I wanted to inspire.
Okay.
I had already done that. I hadn't done that speech, but I had done that project.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome, sir, awesome, sir, awesome.
Still good.
Well, before we go, I want to congratulate Miss Diane, Mrs. Diane Himmelstein and her husband, David Himmelstein. This past weekend, their son graduated from college. That was a true